Hello, I'd like to have a boxing video. This is talking about the comeback of Tyson Fury. So this week, Tyson Fury announced on Twitter that he's coming back into heavyweight boxing. As many people do know, his last fight was against Vladimir Klitschko in November 2015, where he beat Klitschko by decision to capture WBA, WBO, IBO, IBF and Ring Magazine heavyweight titles. It was a huge victory, and then people were talking about the made a rematch because I think there was a contract clause, but I'm not sure if there was that in there exactly. But eventually, a rematch got made for the middle of 2016. A few things went wrong, injuries to I think either both Klitschko and Fury, or it might have been Fury. I'm not actually sure. There's so much to remember nowadays in boxing. But then eventually, Tyson Fury got pulled up on some drug abuse, and he was subsequently relinquished. He had to relinquish or vacate the remainder of his belts. Even when he won the titles back in late 2015, so immediately he had to relinquish the IBF belt because he wasn't. I don't think he was willing to fight. He's number one mandatory challenger at the time. I can't remember who that was. Sorry, but he got immediately stripped of that. As I said, because of the drug problems, he then had to relinquish the rest of his belts. I do believe he still currently holds the Ring Magazine heavyweight belt because I saw him photograph it the other day. I did check a few other sources as well, so I do think he's still currently the Ring Magazine heavyweight title holder. So technically he's still seen as a heavyweight champion, but as you know, the other belts have been scattered about now. IBF champion Anthony Joshua and their upcoming fight, Klitschko vs Anthony Joshua, is for the WBA, IBF, and I think the IBO belt, and maybe I think that's correct. I'm not sure if it's 2 or 3 belts, but as I said, obviously the other belts have been scattered about. Joseph Parker, of course, is the WBO heavyweight title holder as well, and I think he's fighting Tyson Fury's cousin. I think his name's Fury. I think that's coming up soon as well. So with that, Tyson Fury, he's still banned because, of course, if you get like drug abuse or domestic abuse or anything like that, you can get stripped of a licence by the British Boxing Board of Control. I remember Tyson Fury tweeting out this week talking about that even though he's been stripped of that licence, he's going to look elsewhere and get a licence somehow. But let's just say Tyson Fury does get a licence, if it's for another organisation or the British Boxing Board of Control. How do I see him coming back in heavyweight boxing? In my eyes, he's still a top heavyweight. I know he's a real overweight now and stuff, and he's got a lot of training to do, and he's got a lot of apologies to make, because you can't do drugs and expect just to come back into boxing, and nothing's happened. But if he does come back and he does all the weight loss and he's ready to fight, what does he have to do to get back into the sort of heavyweight title fights recognition? So like, he could go for a couple of routes. Could go for Deontay Wilder, because he did call him out before. That would have 2 belts on the line. That'd be an exciting fight. They're both exciting fighters. Deontay Wilder, of course, has got dangerous power. He's only gone the distance once in his whole career, which says a lot about his power. I'm not sure what's going on with him. I think he's fighting Severn, who he beat for the world title 2 years before. I think that's mandatory challenger as well, so you can't really get out of that. Anthony Joshua Klitschko fight is in April, so who knows? He might fight one of those two, the winner of that, or you might have to wait around for because if they one of them beats, then they might have a rematch. So who knows? He also has come out and said he'd like to fight Tony Bellew, or Tony Bellew has said that he wants to fight Tyson Fury. Of course, Tony Bellew has just come off a good win against David Haye, even though it's against a one-legged David Haye. Still counts as the win, and I did do a review about that fight as well on my channel, which is quite new, so you can go and look at that if you want to as well. But I'm not sure if that was going to be made, because everyone knows Tony Bellew is a cruiserweight, jumped up to heavyweight just for this fight. I don't know what he's doing, if he's going to retire, go back to go down to cruiserweight, defend his belt, set heavyweight, so his future's still undecided yet. He could go for Joseph Parker, if depends on how well his cousin does in the upcoming fight. So I mean, in terms of options, he has got a lot of options. He could fight Dylan White, Detrosora for like third time, I think. I don't think that'd be a very interesting fight because Tyson Fury beat him twice quite comfortably. So, but what do you think he should do? I mean, personally, I think he should maybe have a few, I guess, warm-up fights if there's people willing to fight him, because I like to think there is. He's still undefeated, 25-0, 18 knockouts, and I'm pretty sure there's a lot of heavyweights who wants to fight him and try and take his undefeated streak off of him. Personally, I think he should maybe go for maybe a dangerous heavyweight like Chris Arreola or something like that. I think that'd be a good option for him because he's still dangerous and it'd be an exciting fight while it lasted. I don't think it'd go 12 rounds, but that could be a good option out there. I mean, there's a lot of people domestically, European and world level, who could fight. If he wants to go for a world title fight straight away, because he has got technically a world title with him still, you never know. He might throw his hat into the his ticket into the hat and might get a world title fight later in the year. Because I think I read somewhere last night or the day before that apparently he's 25 stone at the minute, which if that is correct, that is a extremely leatherweight, and I don't care how good you are, how strong or how fit you are, if you're 25 stone, you could have some serious weight problems later on in the fight. Imagine if you fought Anthony Joshua, one of the other fighters who was at the top of their game. Yeah, he might be fit, he might be strong, but say if he's winning the fight, I don't know, he might get knocked down. The guy might go against, might have some real good tactics, and he could wear down in the fight because he's so heavy he can't fight. So I think the step one, obviously, which goes without saying, get the weight down, and then he can start challenging people to fight, because I don't think 25 stone is a very good weight to come in at any sport. It doesn't matter what you're doing, and I do think it'll take him a long time to get rid of that weight first. But I still think he can be a dangerous fighter because when he fought Klitschko, I know Klitschko was he looked terrible in that fight, but it was still a competitive fight in stages. And Tyson Fury, to his credit, obviously had the performance of his life up to that date. You don't know what he's going to do yet because obviously his career isn't finished yet. So who knows? I'm not sure what he's going to do, but time will tell. I like to see him back in the ring because he's a good fighter. Yeah, he's quite controversial outside the ring, but I can't comment on that because it's about a boxing video. Of course, what he says outside the ring isn't great, because you should always respect people regardless of whatever topics he's covered. He's covered a lot of controversial topics, but like I said, I can't comment on that because it's about boxing. But in boxing terms, I still think he can go out there and he probably could capture one of the world titles. I like to think Joseph Parker, if he beats his cousin, that could be a good option, because I do think he could be technically seen as the weakest out of the heavyweight title holders at the minute. You never know, capture the WBO belt alongside the Ring Magazine belt, then he's got a good solid base to challenge other title holders, because who knows, he might have a rematch with Klitschko if he beat Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua versus Tyson Fury for the IBF, WBA, WBO and Ring Magazine heavyweight titles. That'd be a great fight, great massive domestic English heavyweight title match at Wembley Stadium. That could be a great set-out fight. We could go against Deontay Wilder, who's got dangerous power, as I said before. That'd be a great fight, but time will tell. He's got a lot of options, but I just do think first he's got to get the weight down, and I think he has to get a license more importantly as well, because it's all well and good sending Bold about this fights, but if he can't actually get a license, then it doesn't matter. He could train, he could be the best shape of his life. If he can't get a license, he can't fight. Simple as. So, write in the comments down below. Like the video as well if you want to share it as well, if you think the video is worth that. So next video.